Good morning everyone, my name is Hayley and I am the owner of Wild Dreams Hospitality, and I am also the creator of the new front of house lodge operations course. So today I am doing an Instagram takeover for Wildlife Campus, and I'm going to start off with showing you the reception for the lodge that I work at, which is in the Timbavati. It's a 5-star lodge and I am one of the managers here, and we've just been preparing reception because we have got some new arrivals coming in about an hour and a half, so everything is ready and prepared for them. And in the course I go into detail about what to do before they arrive, what to do just before they arrive, as well as the full check-in process and of course all the general operations while they're staying with you at the lodge. So I'll also just give you a quick tour of the actual reception. So we are in COVID times at the moment, so I have got hand sanitizer here right at the front, and then over here I have, normally this basket would be on top of our tray, our monkey tray there. However, we are going to put the welcome drinks here on top. So I've already taken the tray off, ready for the guests, because we've got no other guests in camp at the moment. So when they arrive, it's literally just a case of getting the drinks ready and popping them on top of the tray here. Also have the temperature reader ready, as well as a document that they need to fill out for COVID. And then through here we have got our reception area. So we also have some hand sanitizer here, and this is all clean and ready for the guests. And in our reception area, we also have a curio shop. So this morning I was cleaning in here and also just restocking everything. So everything is ready, has its prices on, and there is also a module in the course which goes into detail about curio shops, because typically in a front of house role you would need to assist people in the shop and help them to find sizes that they need and charge it to their account. So it's really important that you also make sure that your shop is displayed beautifully, but also that everything is labeled and marked as it should be. So for example, over here I have this, and I have my shop code there, as well as the price. So I don't have to fumble around and say to the guests, oh sorry, I don't know how much this costs. It's so important in the industry to be prepared and ready for any questions that they may ask you. Of course, sometimes you may be asked a question and you don't know the answer to it, but then it's very easy. You just simply say that you'll get back to the guests, and you can even tell them a time frame. You can say, I'll get back to you in 10 minutes, I'll get back to you in half an hour, depending on how serious the question is, how urgent it is, and how long it is going to take you to find out the answer. So here I am now in my office. Got my water and my tea ready. So a big part of front of house work is admin duties. So this is my computer, and in the course I go into detail about all the typical admin work that you would have within a lodge environment, and it varies for every lodge and also dependent on your exact duties, but normally there will be a lot of different admin work, so it's important to be computer literate and be organized and just be good at that kind of thing. So here I'm in the main office, and we have got a couple of whiteboards here which are really important because it has all of the day operations on, and that's a very important aspect of my course as well. And I talk about options of either having a day board or a day sheet, and I also explain the sort of information that you should have on these. Also, this is where we have our morning meeting, and I also talk about this in the course and say the sort of questions and information that should be provided in the meeting, but also not forgetting that this is an opportunity for you all to say good morning to each other and check that the team is okay. Teamwork is so vitally important within the hospitality industry, in fact within any industry I would say, but you really work together as a team to make sure the guests have an exceptional stay. So now I'm going to show you our bar area, and this is typically where the guests will meet for drinks in the evenings before they sit down for dinner. So I do have a whole section on the course on hosting, and this would be one of the areas that you would be hosting. However, hosting really is whenever you are with the guests and you are talking to them. So it could be at any meal, it could be out in the bush at sundowners and then the guides are hosting them, it could be during dinner service at the table. But yeah, this is the bar area here. The fridge is making a lot of noise behind me. And most lodges will have different areas that you in front of house will need to just check and make sure that they are all clean and tidy and ready for the guests to arrive. So that is a big part of my job, and I am currently on an area which is our viewing deck. So it's a nice spot because we can overlook the waterhole here, so a lot of guests will sit and relax up here. So in the course I go into real detail about what you need to check. So for example, make sure that the cushions are fluffed and everything is neat and tidy, and if something is meant to be a certain way, leave it or move it. So this box, for example, is meant to be on the table at a slight angle, so that's perfect, that's how it is meant to be. And it's really important that you are constantly checking these things, because obviously things happen, the wind could blow a cushion off, the monkeys could come here and have a big game, which they love to do, so just remember that. So I'm back in my office briefly to do some admin work. I'm actually doing some work on social media, which is also mentioned in the course. And another thing that I also say is that with regards to admin, although you have duties and you will maybe have deadlines and things have to be done at a certain time, in front of house, the guest is your first priority. So for example, now the guests haven't arrived yet, so it's a really good chance for me to get on with some admin work, so I can make sure that I am here to greet them the second that they arrive. So I'm now at our dining area. So we do have an outside area as well as an inside area, and also a boma. So one thing I mentioned when talking about meetings is that you will discuss where the guests will be dining each day, and this will of course be weather dependent. Like today it's predicted to be a little bit windy, so we were planning on doing a dinner around our fire tonight. However, we have now changed that to a dinner in our bar area. So yeah, it's really important that you are adaptable and that you are always checking these things. And as a front of house person in a lodge, you need to make sure that all of the staff are aware, and if there are any changes, that of course you update this not only on the day sheet and the day board, maybe you have a staff WhatsApp group, but also actually go and tell the staff as well, unless you have confirmation that they have received the updated information. So the check-in process will be to give them a full lodge tour and show them all of the areas around the lodge. So for example, you will show them if you have a gym or a spa, so they know that they can find this, and give them any information that they may need. For example, maybe you have a time that the gym closes or the spa stops doing treatments or something like that. But it is a really good idea to also have this information in the room itself as well, because when the guests have arrived, they're excited, they want to look around and sort of take in their surroundings, and it's quite a lot of information to tell them all at once. So just try and pace it out a little bit, and always let them know if you're telling them something but it is written in the room, you can just mention this to them, because then they will feel a bit at ease that they don't have to remember all of this information all in one go. Okay, so now I'm in one of our rooms, and this is the luxury suite, and I'm here just making sure that everything is perfect for the guests, and yeah, everything is in order before they arrive. So got a nice big bed here, and what I'm going to do is turn on these side lamps. So we literally only do this just before the guests arrive, because well, we don't want to waste electricity, but it just creates a nice ambience in the room. There we go. And then I'm just going to check that everything is neat and tidy, such as the cushions, the decoration. We've got some plant life in here as decoration. We also have our hand sanitizer, so make sure that we are following COVID protocols. And then over here we have all of our welcome notes and information, which is also super important. And what we do is make sure that we have the guest name on it for that personal touch. So as I mentioned as well just now about having information in the rooms, so this is our room file here. So we make sure that we have all of the important info in that and make sure that if anything changes, we of course update it. And then in the cupboard, I'm going to be checking to make sure we have everything we need here, such as mosquito spray, we have our hairdryer, we have a laundry bag here as well. And then over here is our tea and coffee station minibar area. So all of that will be checked to make sure that everything is topped up. And the whole time I'm also just checking that everything is clean and tidy and in the place that it is meant to be in the rooms. So here are our bathrooms. So we do have an indoor bath and indoor shower, but we also have an outdoor shower as well out here. So it's important that when you're doing a room check that you're checking inside and outside, because the whole area has to be perfect for the guest. It's also really important that if there was a maintenance issue or anything like that, that this can be reported in time, that it can be fixed before the guests arrive. So even at the moment, I will double check and make sure that we do indeed have hot water here, because it might be that we have a problem with our geyser. Okay, I can feel that it's getting warm already, but those are the type of things that you would need to check. So I've done my room check, so now I'm just outside on the guest veranda area where our swimming pool is. We also have a fire pit down at the bottom here and overlooks out into the bush. We do have an electric fence here, so something that is really important also that I also go into detail about on the course is talking about the safety aspects and the type of things that you should be telling the guests, but also the way in which to tell them, because you may have guests that have never ever done a safari before and they could even be a little bit nervous about the wildlife, or they might have a particular fear, for example, about snakes. So you obviously don't want to go and tell them that there was a snake in a guest room last week, you know. So it's really also important to read your guests, not just related to safety aspects, but related to absolutely everything, and try and preempt what their wants and needs would be so that they don't even have to tell you. So I've just made myself look a bit more presentable before the guests arrive, and presentation and hygiene is also all covered in the course. But I really hope that you've enjoyed having a bit of a mini tour today of our lodge and listen to me talk about the aspects that are included in the front of house course. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time just to tell you a bit about my personal experience as the creator of the front of house lodge operations course. So I have been in the hospitality industry for 21 years now, and I've actually worked in not only lodges but a range of different hospitality establishments, and I do believe that this course would help anybody within the industry, whether you worked in a restaurant, hotel, cafe, or maybe you worked in events or you were a wedding planner or something similar to this. I really think it would benefit anybody working in front of house. And over the last 21 years, I've also worked in a range of different departments with the industry. I've been a chef, a field guide, worked as a waiter behind the bar, as a host, and I now currently, as mentioned previously, am a lodge manager. So I really am an expert in lodge operations, but in particular front of house lodge operations, because this is the department and the area that I have had most experience in. So the course is broken down into different modules and then different components. If you would like to try the free component, then you can do so. You just go onto the Wildlife Campus website, click on front of house lodge operations and try out the free component. Let us know what you think about it, but this will give you a really good idea on what the course is about, and you can see if you like it and if you feel that you would benefit from this, which I'm sure that you all will. And once you've done that, you can click on take the full course. And we've already had some really wonderful feedback on the course, but I would love to hear yours as well. And just as a reminder, my company is Wild Dreams Hospitality, so do head over to my page as well. You can check that out. On there I'm posting information about different jobs, also tips. My website has a free CV template which may be beneficial for you if you are currently looking for a position, and there is even some interview questions on my website that you can practice if you have an upcoming interview. And because because my company specializes in recruitment as well, that is why I decided to partner with Wildlife Campus, because I know as a recruiter that if I receive someone's CV and it says that they have done a course with Wildlife Campus there and provide me with the certificate, I know that this is going to be hugely beneficial for them with any application that I make for them to a client to enable them to find their dream job.